Hi, it's Karen here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought we would paint this really sweet little watercolour, and I thought I'd change it up a little bit and introduce a little technique that I think, well, I hope that you'll find interesting. So, as always, I couldn't resist putting in the metallic paint, which is hopefully you can see that it's quite shimmery. So this is what we're going to be painting today. So let's get started. I hope you've all had a good week. It's been absolutely glorious, the weather here in the UK, I'm pleased to say. I'm going to be using three pieces of watercolour paper today, because it's not that I want to have a conveyor belt, but I just kind of want to share with you how I'm going to go about and use this technique that I'm about to show you. I've recently bought these three watercolours from Newton and Winsor and Newton, which are the sepia, this is Payne's grey, and this is indigo blue. So I thought we would use these three base colours for our watercolour. So what I've done is I've got a spare bit of watercolour paper, and I've just put the dots on. So I'll put the materials that I use in the description below, and you can have a little look at that if you want to. Now I'm just dropping this the water on the watercolor just to activate, and then this one is the sepia. I quite like using this technique when I'm using a new to me watercolor that I've bought, and I'm kind of not sure whether I want to put it all into my pan. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to go onto dry watercolor paper, and we're going to make these lovely, very, very interesting, loose, free shapes. Now I think the paper, because I'm working on the watercolor paper as my palette, I think it makes it easier for you to see the consistency of paint that I'm using. I don't think you can see. Can you see my palette very well? Let me just move these two up here, and then you get to see what I'm doing. That works better, doesn't it? Sorry if I was chatting and didn't check to see if you could see okay, but hopefully you can. So I'm just kind of making these rock stone very organic shapes and I'm just going to pop another one that you don't have to be absolutely definite on what shape you want to make. Just get some nice shapes down. Now if you want to use, if you want to go and lean that one up against that one, absolutely, why not? Go back into your lovely sepia. This actually is a glorious colour, really, and it works so well as a shadow colour and a glaze, but it also works as a primary, as your main focal colour. I think it's a little, for me, it's a little bit underrated. So again, I'm just activating, just dragging a bit more of that that lovely sepia colour. Okay, I'm just rinsing my brush out, and then I've got some, just move that out of the way, I've got some we call it cling film in the UK. I think In the States you might call it saran wrap. Hopefully I've got that right. Now I'm just going to crunch it up because I just want to lay that on, and let's leave that and see what marks we get from that. And we need to let that dry, so we'll bring the next one down, and again I'm going to activate my paint, and this one is indigo blue. So I'm just gonna put and drag it down so you can see the consistency of paint that I'm dragging down, and just having a look. It's quite watery, so it makes it easy and very pleasurable to use because it's working around my it's really reacting nicely on my watercolor paper. Now on this one I think I'm just gonna do let's do a one like that, and then maybe just one like you know, just do what you feel comes naturally to yourselves. Don't be worried thinking, oh, I should get this perfect. No, you don't. I'm really gathering up that paint now onto my brush, and I'm moving it around, really moving that around, because I want to see what nice marks the cling film or the saran wrap uses. And just rushing my brush out, set this aside, just getting another piece. Oh, I've dropped it on the floor, which is not ideal, but hey. Right, so again, I'm just gonna pop that on and just, you know, push it down, move it around. We want to get some really nice interesting marks, and then we just set that aside to dry, and we're going to bring the last one in, which is the Payne's Grey. Now as you can see, again I'm pulling that down, and let's do some ovally shaped ones. You can do whatever shape you want. Well, let's do a triangle, why not? It kind of lent itself to that shape, which is really good. Oh, it's not good. Went back into the indigo blue, and just load your brush up nice and creamy. Get that dark colour in there, and just pop that colour in. Just drop that beautiful watercolour in, and just let it do its thing. Okay. And as you can see, I'm changing the shape of mine quite a lot. I think I might just put a little one in there. Why not? Again, just dragging down that dot into my water, and let's drop some creamy consistency of paint. See what we're gonna get. Okay, if you want to, you can, you know, drag that around and leave some you know, some other marks that if you think, yeah, I quite like that, that's quite a nice thing to do. Just set my dot palette to one side again. I'm going to use the wrap. I've used these a couple of times, and it doesn't interfere with what you've already put down. It's absolutely fine. So there we go. And it's really nice because the saran wrap or the cling film, it just grabs. So I'm gonna set this one aside. I don't know whether you can see, but it's starting to give some really nice effects. Now here's two that I've already previously done because they're nice and dry, and I wanted to move on to the next stage. I went ahead and I used the lovely metallic paints, as you know that I absolutely adore those, and I used those already. I did put some circles on here and then put the wrap back on just to see what I would get, but I don't know whether you can see, but it really has given a really nice effect, almost kind of like a fossil effect. It really has imprinted nicely, and I think it gives it another element to your work, which I think is always a good idea. And here as well, I don't know whether the camera's picking it up, but I really like the way that it's the saran wrap has made that lovely those lovely marks. So what we could do is we could add some more excuse me, we could add some more embellishment to this one. We could put a little circle in there if you wanted to do that, or you could put one there. It's totally up to you. It's nothing's written in stone. You can do as big or as small as you like. So that's this bit done. Now I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to use my acrylic paint marker, the black one. I'll just move that one out of the way, move my paints out of the way so you can see what I'm actually doing. Now if you wanted to, you could use your black paint, or you could use a gel pen, or I might actually try a smaller one at the moment. Let's try this. And if you're not confident on this stage, you can always use your pencil, but I'm just going to do a nice sweeping, and I'm not going to do too many. I'm just going to do one on this one and just make these really nice, easy seed head types. Now we want to get a little bit more darker, so if you just go over where you've already done, that's always good, and then just pull those down. Now I don't have the steadiest of hands, so the chances of me going over the same line identically is pretty remote, to be frank, but you know, just put those lovely marks in. Now at the end, I'm just going to do these lovely little flicking motions, okay, just on the ends, because that's where we're going to put our little seedy head bits that go on there. All right, just put a little bit, just, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly straight or smooth. You know, I think it lends itself up to be a bit gnarly. And this time of the year, everything's kind of dying back, isn't it? So it's starting to, the flowers are all starting to go into their seed phase now, which I think is a glorious time of the year. I'm just going to activate my gold paint, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in some gold. Okay, I'm just going to drop in some gold. I don't know whether the camera's picking this up too well, but I kind of wanted the gold in there because I want to now use the Winsor & Newton Polar White ink, but I'm not going to go crazy with this because I don't want it to overpower. So I'm just kind of giving it a little bit, just a touch, just a few little accents of this white, because it is now going excuse me, we are now into autumn here, or fall, as you guys say, and that's kind of it. If you wanted to put another stem in, absolutely you could do that, but I'm just going to leave that one there, just so I can move that to one side, so I can show you this one. Now this one I am going to use the acrylic paint marker, and I stupidly left the end of my pence of the lid off, which has now dried out. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do these lovely sweeping movements. Okay. Sorry, I had to abandon you. My very naughty Cocker Spaniel has just dug a hole in our flower border, and I could hear all this. I really didn't know what I was listening to, and I thought, what on earth's that? And there he was, merrily digging, as he does. Anyway, sorry, I had to run up the garden. So again, I'm just putting these seed heads in. Okay. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to, excuse me, just give these little flicks like we did on the one we did earlier, and just, it kind of just gives us a base to put our seed heads on. So that's that one. Now again, I'm going to go in with the Winsor & Newton white, Polar White, and I'm just literally going to drop these in. Vary the size up of your dots, because you don't really want it looking too regimented, do you? You kind of want to have a nice free kind of feel to it. So all right, Now, if you don't have gouache or you don't have this this ink that I'm using, then a nice white gel pen would work really well, or your white watercolour paint, but you have to make sure that it's absolutely dry before you start introducing anything else. Now I'm just going to activate my gold again, and I'm just going to dance this through. Just dance this through. Okay. Because I think it just gives a nice softer feel with the gold. And as you know, I can't resist. Can't resist a bit of gold. Okay. Now I'm going to bring the other one back, and I think what I'm going to do is I am going to just make a thicker line here, because I felt that it was a bit lost. I still quite like having this this one here with the white. I think what I will do is I'm gonna put a little bit more of the white in, because I think that would just break it up a little bit. If you want to put a few little ones there, absolutely, you can do that. And what I think might be quite nice is let's just put a little bit of white just on the black, just a touch, a lick really. Okay, not so keen on that splodge that I did there, so I'm just going to take that out. It's not my favourite, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop some gold in there just to cover up where I put that in, which I didn't like. Okay, and let's bring the other one back. Again, I'm just going to kind of just kiss that bit there, just the stem. And you don't have to do it on all of them. It just gives another dimension to your work, which I think helps. Let's just put another little nod there. Okay, you can go on and on and on, but I'm going to leave that there. And let's bring the other one back that I did earlier, and you can see them all together then. So there's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. Hope you can see them all now. So there they are. Well, I hope you've found this useful, and you're going to give it a go. That would be great. So let me know how you get on. Always love to hear from you. Take care and see you again soon. Bye.